Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life and a typical life of an Aspie. As you are fully aware, it has come to my attention that someone has messaged me based on they want a topic called fitting in and maybe some socialisation tips for them who suffers from ADHD, and maybe create an awareness and an understanding for people like them as well as others outside that spectrum pretty much of it. As you are fully aware also though, that with this world of differences, basically what I hope to collaborate is basically different conditions, basically like ADHD, OCD, AS, autism, and maybe some others, to collaborate all together in that chapter series so that we can get a better understanding and awareness going on, and knowledge and know how to treat, well, not treat as such, but how to treat people with different conditions. Even though we don't need to be treated the same, all we want to do is feel accepted, appreciated, wanted, and actually feel like we fit in somehow. But sometimes, as I'll say later in the piece, hopefully, and my next one over, is basically fitting in. What I feel about it, anywho. Like, in all further ado, this one's about socialisation for ADHD sufferers. That basically what will entail will be 4 series, basically, and hopefully it will give you guys an eye-opener, and hopefully that we won't feel judged or anything like that. We just feel safe and secure pretty much in our own niche, as well as basically trying to fit into the world around us, regardless what it may be. So, in all further ado, this one's part 1 of socialisation of ADHD. What the world is like for us is going to be called. This, as you are fully aware, is a sensitive topic like any other topic. Some topics ain't going to be brought about from others around me that's going to say this, but I'll share this thoughts in that as well, because I can understand and feel for the ones that may be feeling like they're left out on the other side and left untouched, or whatever the case may be. Okay, we all want to fit in somehow in this society of how we want to be concaved in, basically what we should look, act, think, feel like. As I said before so many times, we want to fit somehow in the likes of our peers, be it whatever it may be. We want to be like them. Sometimes we might want to mimic their actions or copy their actions and thought patterns just to fit in and blend in. We want to feel accepted, appreciated and wanted, as I said so many before. Did we ask to have these conditions after being diagnosed with them, however? No, we didn't. No way, Jose. This is just the way it goes. Yet the struggle is so real for many of us that we need to know how we're going to go about it and how we're going to address ourselves to others around us. Yet the struggle is real and an outcry for people, as I'm saying right now, for the people that is or has ADHD or has been diagnosed or been misdiagnosed with this condition, as they have fewer friends, feels less accepted by their peers and get socially rejected by a lot of people, as well as when it maybe comes to employment stages that they tend to think that, you know, they're getting rejected there as well, even though rejection is real as well. No ifs, buts and maybes. This will lead to isolation with this rejection, and then that isolation will then turn into depression. Being socially rejected from their peers can be ongoing, however, for teenagers, especially in their lives today. Social problems may continue regardless of medical treatment that they are given, you know, to the point of no return. And I feel that that's kind of sad, really, you know, being left outside alone, rejected out in society. To me, I'll say this again, acceptance and appreciation, as well as others, factors are important, however, for everybody, not just for people with AS, autism, ADHD, is for everyone as a whole. Despite that, with given the importance to this, can also be difficult for people with ADHD and the other conditions alike though, however. Social skills is truly important, however, for anyone, I'll say that. According to Richmond Level, Director of Cheville Foundation of Learning, he states that social competence is not an academic skill that is primarily determined for the adult success. Social competence is defined as what's appropriate and the ability to successfully applied to their understanding in all social situations, no matter where we are, be it if we're in a party, be it if we're at a beach, be it that we're just hanging with friends over coffee and having a chit-chat, be it if we're girls, you know, liking to have a gossip, you know, of our day, of what's going on, sort of thing, whatever it may be. This is a lack of understanding and knowledge, as I said, applied to this, as it's not enough. Even those who understand the subtleties of social interaction, making friends due to their behavioural well, not behavioural problems, just behaviour as such. Another argument has been opened up here, however, or debated. According to Michelle Notrin, says that there's a difference between knowing and doing, obviously. Many people with ADHD know the appropriate social behaviour but don't do the appropriate social behaviour, pretty much. She says it's rather than the lack of knowledge, trials, it's a lack of performance. Nonetheless, however, they do engage in socially unacceptable behaviours in social situations. How can we make life easier for people with ADHD? I'm guessing you guys are asking me. You need to be patient and empathetic for one, even though, yeah, okay, they are different, like any one of us with the conditions that we struggle with in our everyday lives, pretty much. I feel that we need not to be sympathetic either. However, there is a difference between empathetic and sympathetic. So be aware, people, of what you're doing, sort of thing, because obviously many of us people with conditions don't like people being sympathetic on us. Some of us just wants you to be empathetic enough and understanding enough to being able to reach out to us and actually just be a listening ear, maybe when we're down and out, be it whatever it may be, even though yes, we do have our struggles. And so hopefully that you can just be more positive towards us than negative, saying, oh, it's going to be okay, this is going to be a water over the bridge, you know, this will die out. But some of these conditions are for life, and like it won't basically go away. I'll say this now because it's part of us, and how we go about it, even if it is a part of us, you know, is important to this day and age. We need to be, number two, be attentive and responsible, obviously, for their own reactions and responsibilities for what we say and think and stuff, as well as you guys. Also, number three, be able to control the impulsive behaviours. ADHD sufferers, obviously, as you know, or notice if you've been hanging around with some of them, they do try and find it hard to blend in because of their behaviours. Sometimes they may be classified as disruptive in their everyday cycle of if they're in a situation, here's an example, a classic one is in a classroom and they start playing up sort of thing and they're not solely focusing on the subject at hand. Yes, they have a short attention span sort of thing, they get so hyperactive, and sometimes you need to find ways to actually maybe stop that hyperactivity, but more on that piece later. We need to remember too, though, adults with ADHD are often showing signs of inattentiveness, forgetfulness, and lack of impulse control. Not all ADHD sufferers of the adults will find this, but some of them on that spectrum will. Okay, ADHD is also classified or known as the invisible disability, as like AS. However, as this is due to the unrecognisable by those who may be unfamiliar with the disorder. Okay, it's not your fault for some of you guys that may not know about this disorder sort of thing, because as I said, some of these disorders has come about basically later on. Some people may have the onset of it, some of it may be diagnosed later on in life or misdiagnosed, and sometimes then they have to go through like medical professionals and all that just to get it cleared up sort of thing, which is really sad, really, because it's time consuming and also money wasting, and many people may think that people with all these type conditions are money wasters, but it's not. It's just, like I said, due to the lacking of knowledge, awareness and understanding and know-how how to treat, or just how to basically go about our everyday lives. Yet with this in mind, these are some attributions to this disorder. Like, some people may perceive this as people with ADHD as irresponsible, lazy, rude, self-centered, irresponsible, and many more negative personality traits and attributes, basically, this is not good, because obviously, as I know, that there are so many arrogant, ignorant people out there, but then it's not our fault if we don't know about it, you know. Sometimes we need to be aware that of the surroundings and also of the people we're socializing with, that hello, yes, they're different, but you shouldn't have to treat them more differently. Try and treat them all the same and respect them no matter what. So that's really important here in my books. Over time though, however, as I said before about the labels mentality, with this negative labels, it will lead to social rejection. Again, that's a real hardcore word, rejection, which can cause emotional pain that then can cause havoc in their lives, basically, that then result in low self-esteem issues throughout their life. This in turn will result into other effects which I do not want to disclose because obviously it's going to take up too much of my time, but I'll say this, it can cause havoc to a point of that they may end up having no friends, they may not really have a decent relationship with a guy, and then if some sufferers with ADHD wants to, you know, get married, engage, have kids and all that, that's in turn will cause a lot of stress on that too. But however, what I would like to address to you all here on this first part of it, it's important to educate and share the knowledge of what I know, so in turn it will create a better understanding and awareness of others that are different, or how they socially adapt, socially evolve around us and interact with the peers around them, which is again crucial, as this will alleviate much conflicts and blame by both parties, be it people with depression, be it with ADHD, or just the normal people alike that doesn't suffer from all these predisposition conditions that are intact. People with ADHD, however, needs to learn some strategies to become as proficient as possible. With proper assessment, treatment and education, individuals with ADHD can learn to interact with others around them as well as their peers in a more effective way to enhance their social life. Pretty much, because obviously at the end of the day, as I'm going to say this before I end this video, is I am not a doctor, I am not going to be able to cure people. I'm here to, as I said, create a better understanding and awareness of all these conditions and more, basically, so hopefully on our journey we can hopefully find people that we can reach out to and trust towards those people, and hopefully that they can feel loved and appreciated and accepted. This is the more importance of it all too, as well as the second factor there, is feeling accepted, loved and all by everybody, not just some. Even though yes, this day and age, this world is crazy and that it's just not good. Okay, that's the end of part 1, ADHD socialization of the world of differences. In the next part I'll be talking more in detail about this, however, which is the acquisition or the need for social skills for people with ADHD, and the research that has been done and conducted in children with ADHD and teens, pretty much. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe on my channel. The contact details are below, and do feel free to PM me on my AspieAnswersAll if need be. Basically, as I said before, do not be hard on me on that channel, as I keep reminding you guys. That channel or page that I created on that Facebook is supposed to be social friendly, not to be judged, you know, just to accept everyone as a whole, that even despite our differences we should be loved and appreciated and wanted, sort of thing. If you want to know any more everyday topics or what have you, just PM me, because I'm still trying to get everything out there at the moment of what I've done so far, to reorder everything on my channel of that everyday encounter in a typical life of an Aspie, as well as that beauty from ashes channel sort of thing. Even though, as I said before, be real, be true, be you, love yourself, and hopefully, you know, once and for all, that we can feel accepted, appreciated and loved. Once again, peace out, and I'll see you all soon.